This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield and his better half, Marnie Winfield.
I was given your number by the health care, so I was just wondering if you were interested to let me know and come at my door.
Man,
It is the 19th of August. The year is 2021, and my name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marnie Winfield.
And I don't come at people's doors after 2. Usually try to get that out of the way. Nah, that lady, I don't know. She was really confused. But we do help people. I had to take a guy today. Treatment. It was weird because I didn't actually take him to treatment. You know how we partner with Hope Not Handcuffs? Mm-hmm. Well, Kate called and was like, hey, actually she texted me. It's like, can you take a guy? You know, but I had to take him to the police station in Flint. But I didn't have to like go in and like, hey, will you get this? Nothing like that. We used that as a meeting place. You know, some people like to meet at Walmart. Mm-hmm. No, we had to meet at the police station in Flint. And I'm sure there's more than one police station in Flint, just if I had to guess. I don't know. It was pretty big. Mm-hmm. But we roll through there in the back lot. It's very interesting. And all slow. And I still don't have, we don't have plates on our vehicle that we bought 3 years ago. Yeah, thanks Lakeside Automotive Group in whatever city you're in. But yeah, so looking pretty suspect. You know how I am anyway. Looking suspect, just on the normal probably. Mm-hmm. Not like some middle class white guy. No, I look like there's some trouble coming along with it. So I cruised through, and I got a guy in the back seat, and they were probably thinking this guy just made a citizen's arrest. This badass guy, and that's not what it was. But we roll back all the way to the back, and probably went a little bit further than we should have went around the back because we saw them loading up like they're about to go do a raid. Mm-hmm. And like they got like big ass guns and things to knock people's doors open. So I was like, let's just turn back around. And as I did, this other guy comes up and plain clothes in his vehicle, rolls down the window and was like, hey, can I help you guys? He was like the security that the cops use. But he's a cop, I think. And I saw some dudes that were straight up undercover. Because I'm like, why is he hanging out? Why is Debo over there hanging out with the cops about to do this raid? Like it didn't make sense.
Well, they were probably running, what are you doing here in this parking lot? Just lurking.
That's pretty much what he asked me. He was like, what you doing? Can I help you? And I was like,
You lost?
I was like, yeah, dog, don't talk to me that way.
Oh, you didn't say that.
I was like, I'm looking for a jail. You got one? I didn't say that either. No, I just said, hey, we're doing a ride for Hope Not Handcuffs. I was hoping, maybe you could help me out because we're looking for this other guy and we don't know what he looks like. And don't see him. Don't see him right here, right now. And I don't know if I'm supposed to drop this guy off, if I'm supposed to wait out here for him. He's like, well, how about you do this? How about you just pull around over here and you just stop and you just sit right there and I'll come back to you. And I was like, and I just kept on driving and he didn't let me finish. I didn't give him the opportunity to let me finish. That sounded bad. I drove around and we waited. And then the other guy came pulling through doing the same suspect behavior I was doing, looking around, going slow. He had a white van and ended up hooking up. But there was some treatment center in Ohio, but we got him there and got him on his way. And it was a real cool guy. A couple years older than me by a couple years, plus probably 22 maybe.
Okay.
So a little bit older than me, but that's cool that he was still going to treatment. Mm-hmm. He hadn't given up. And this wasn't his first time at this place, and it wasn't his first time going to treatment or second time or third time. He had been in a while, but it was really cool to know that he didn't give up. He hasn't given up. And I started talking to him, and we were talking about alcohol was his thing, like mine. And just about how quickly it becomes a problem. And he said, yeah, it started off just as something I was doing for fun. And next thing I know, and he said that when he kind of was forced to retire, he'd hurt his back. And the doctor told him, well, you're never going to work again, you know? And that's, he said, when he started drinking a lot and just not having anything to do, and drinking was always there. And next thing you know, he's raging and having issues. But he said he had grandkids, and I was talking to him about his granddaughter or his daughters. And then he's got a granddaughter and a grandson. And it really brought the life back out of him. Mm-hmm. You know, just seeing him talk about his grandchildren was just like awesome. And
isn't it beautiful when you actually see that happen?
Mm-hmm.
People's whole demeanor just seems more hopeful.
Yeah.
When they start thinking about things they love, people they love, and life makes sense again. I
told him, it's like, it looks like you have a lot to live for, man. You know, like, he's like, I do. And except he was more like, I do. I was like, yeah, you do, man. You know? He said, whatever time you do have left, we never know, you know?
Right?
And none of us do. And he started talking about some of the things that he likes to do, and he was talking about hunting and fishing, and he started talking about fishing, and it really brought out a passion in him as well. And then what he said, when he said that he didn't allow drinking in his boat, because he took 13th in the bass tournament. It was like a nationwide tournament. He took 13th once, and it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Out of the whole nation, you took 13th. You know?
Did you ask him what his secret was?
No.
Is it the sweet spot? Is it the bait?
No, but I told him about my friend Kaz, Brian Kaz, ski. We just call him Kaz. He's been on the podcast a couple times. But I told him about him up in Point City, and I was like, hey, man, you know, you should hook up with this guy. You guys have a lot in common. And I know he makes lures. He does guided fishing tours. Kaz does. And I was like, that's something that, I mean, if you don't make $1 million, dude, you're getting paid a couple bucks to go do something that you like to do anyway.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, you know. But it really brought that passion. When he said that about the drinking, no drinking in the boat, and he was telling me one of his good friends, he's like, he thought I was bullshitting until he saw his six-pack go flying in the water. And I said, man, that reminds me a lot of the situation that I had when I was in radio, where I came to that point. I had heard my commercial. I was really bad and drunk, and I swore from that moment not drinking on the air ever again, and I didn't. But that was very familiar, and I was like, man, maybe you might want to focus on this fishing thing, because if that's something that you're like, nope, fishing above drinking, that's one thing that you put above drinking. Like Ray asked me when I was in Benton Harbor about ready to go to treatment. He's like, well, what's it going to take, Corey? And I thought about it, and I was like, what's the one thing I put above drinking? You know, like, I don't know. But then, boom, radio. Okay. Boom, podcast. Boom, almost 3 years sober. Boom. Equals something's working. You know, but I found that one thing, only one thing, not family, not friends, nothing. Radio. It was something that I loved to do. And with him, this gentleman, it was fishing. So, you know, maybe look into that. Mm-hmm. And if you're thinking, man, I don't know what I love, just don't answer it to yourself and just think about it. The one thing you put above using, whether it be alcohol, meth, heroin, weed, whatever, cocaine, what's one thing that you put above that? One thing that you won't do? Is it God? Maybe it is your mom. Maybe it's your kid. You know, who knows? But to find that purpose and to find that
right,
then
find your thing.
It could help. Might as well try it. Mm-hmm. I did try it. It didn't work. Well, maybe that wasn't your thing. For being stupid. Why are you being stubborn, man? I said, just listen to me. I just had to do one sound effect today. How's my day? What's up? How you doing? Oh, I don't know if you can tell. I'm probably can't, because I'm such a good actor. Fighting off this COVID, I believe I come down with.
Yeah, you're going through your yearly
my throat's dry.
Fear of COVID.
The cough.
You don't have COVID. He does this every year around this time.
It's my throat. Well, I know it's funny you say that because last year just happened to be around this time. And then I realized, oh yeah, this happens every year. It's my sinuses.
Right.
But damn it if it doesn't kick my ass. Like it feels like I'm dying with the flu. It feels like, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So, but I'm fighting through it.
You are.
Thanks.
You're doing better than last year.
Thanks for knowing that. Well, I think because I realized it a lot sooner this year that, it's my sinuses.
Mm-hmm. You get your meds, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I got from the doctor last time was a antibiotic, wasn't it?
I think so.
And see, no, I'm doing the same thing that I did last year. I'll just take some over-the-counter meds. No. But I do see my doctor on Monday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hit her up.
Good idea.
Because that's
tell her your symptoms and see if you can.
It was an antibiotic that I was on, and that's why I was like, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Good idea.
Thanks,
See,
babe.
you just figured that out just now.
Thanks for letting me figure it out on my own.
You're welcome. I had forgotten about that you'd gotten antibiotics.
Oh, you're just being modest. Thank you.
Right.
I love you. Anyway. So, what's up with you?
I had a really busy day. And I actually sometimes I like my days to be busy because it makes it go faster. And it seems like days like I had today where it's like I go in there and I get in my groove and I'm like being productive and like checking off the list of things to do, and then it's the next thing comes up and I'm making time for the next thing to come up, and then I'm making the next time and super productive, and then I'm just like finally I have a second and I'm like, what just happened? Like, did I just do all that? I hope I didn't miss anything. And no, I like days like that because it's just like time to go home and relax and, reflect on my day. And, overall it was really good. I had the opportunity to do a presentation. I do it monthly at the treatment centers, talking about recovery housing and what it is, because that's what I do, for my job. And, just to tell them about what it is and what it entails and if it's something that would be a good fit for the residents that are in residential at that time. And I always try to kind of stay on track of the fact that, I'm not trying to sell the idea of recovery housing. And we talk a lot on the podcast. We've brought up multiple times about what it is that I do. And in recovery housing, sober living isn't for everybody. And some people don't even have the opportunity to have it be an option for them for whatever reason. But a lot of different things are brought up in terms of if our people are willing and in a spot to have recovery housing be something that they're going to participate in. And it kind of had me reflect on a conversation that I had specifically with a group of ladies, but this is true for both genders, is talking about being with family. Because a lot of people will say they can't go to rehab because they have family. I have kids or I have a job. And then the next step is here I am trying to, explain to people that sober living would be the next kind of phase of, going back into the world to living clean and sober, that might just fit where they're at right now. But they're like, yeah, but I have my family to go back to, and I have kids, and I have, this, that, and the other. And there's still those reservations, and there is no, I'm not the one to decide if it's a good fit for them or not. But during this conversation I was having with these women, and what came up, because they're all in housing at this time. So I'm kind of getting a little off track here. At this point, I'm having this conversation with women that are currently recovery home residents. And they were talking about how they miss their children. And some of them are going through custody battles. Some of them, their kids don't want to talk to them right at this moment. Some of their children are too far away for them to be able to spend time with them, et cetera, et cetera. And, there's all kinds of feelings around that. There's sadness, there's anger, there's fear, there's resentment. And shame, all those things all mixed together. And the one thing that was beautiful about this conversation is after talking about it and talking through, processing their feelings and how, where we're coming from and the fact that they're there, it was the realization that, every day that these women are away from their family members, are away from their kids, they're actually getting closer to them by making themselves better. And that brought a lot of comfort to those girls, women, at that time, and they realized because you are exactly where you needed to be at that moment, because it's not forever. It's not a forever thing. It's just for them to get, their head right and finances right and employment right and maybe probation right. I don't know. But to get back on track so they can be good moms, so they can be good wives, so they can be good employees or bosses or whatever it is from the world they came from. So I was kind of like relaying that information in my presentation today to these guys at the that are currently in the residential, and I got all kinds of like head nods and kind of just in agreement, because men feel the same way too. Had that same struggle, but it was kind of cool because to have that where it was coming from a very sad moment and a lot of sad feelings being brought up to having it be like these feelings of hope and inspiration. So it was that was a super cool moment of my day. It's stuff like that make me love my job.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I know.
And so the excuses that we'll use, job, family, my kids, that's often heard. Oh, can't do it. No, can't do it. And then sometimes they're forced into doing it and they don't want to do it. But to realize, yes, this is going to be good one day, it's still so hard for some people. Well, my job is whatever, dude. Trust me. They'll take you back in 90 days if that's what you need to do, just to make sure that you can land on your feet again. I'm a numbers guy. I was always, when I started calling rehabs for the first time, this is pretty funny, I would always ask, well, what is your success rate? Let me write that down. What's your success rate? Okay, 72%. That's all right.
And they would give you a number?
I want an 85, but...
They would give you
they would give me that. I mean, these are just people, and these people don't even work at the rehab. They're just like call center people getting paid $500 for every person they...
Where do they get that data?
I don't know, but they should have aimed a little higher. If I was answering phones, BSing people, 98%, then I'd be like, I don't believe you. So I guess going somewhere in the middle. I don't know. But yeah, just pulling them numbers out of the air. Because trust me, treatment centers aren't calling everybody that came through there to go, hey, just want to see John. You still sober? Nope. Okay, all right. Let's call Bill next. Hey, Bill. Okay, you're still sober. Hey, Carl, how are you? Okay, you're not sober. And they're not doing that. So that's just asinine. But I'm a numbers guy. Mm-hmm. And sober living is something that you can put a number 2. And it just sounded good. It again, hopeful. Like you said, it created some hope. If you stay in sober living after you go to treatment, you have like a 78% chance of making it to a year sober. Mm-hmm. I thought, damn, I want that. And then it was like, if you live in a sober living house for 9 months, it goes like 84% for like 2 years. So I was loving those numbers. I'm like, that's what I want to hear, because I want to be part of that.
Right.
And again, it's probably a little easier to track those numbers. Don't know how they're doing it. And if I look back at everybody that was in sober living with me, it was probably more like 6% made it. Mm-hmm. But that's not the story I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that 78. And maybe it is. Maybe I was just in with some knuckleheads. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But it's hard, and you have to be mentally ready. And it's a battle, but it's a fun battle because you're learning about yourself, and you're battling bad demons, bad things that would take over your brain. It's a sweet victory knock on glass because the desk is made of glass, but knock on glass. But it is so much better to be on this side. And when it flips for you and you look at drinking or using drugs as like, why the F would I want to do that? I don't want to be miserable today. Are you stupid? What would I do? Why would I cut my hand off? I'd rather not. Thanks. Why would I smear doo-doo on my head? Like just stupid stuff that, not that anyone's ever asked me to smear doo-doo on my head, but I'm just saying like, no, I wouldn't do that. That's the kind of reaction I would have to someone going, do you want to have a drink today? No.
Well, it just makes me think about is if somebody from the last rehab that I went to called and checked on me, I don't know if I'd want that last rehab to get credit for where I'm at today because that's kind of unfair.
It is.
It really, it doesn't really have to do. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. It could have been another rehab. It did not have to do with that particular program. It did not have to do with those particular therapists. It didn't have to do with that particular, what do you call it? Setup that they had, activities or lack thereof, meetings that they provided or didn't.
Their worksheets were better.
Their worksheets, their dittos.
No, it came down to you.
It came down to me. So I think that all of that is BS. Because at the end of the day, it was my time. That's where the credit is due. And it's not even to me. It's to God. It's to, whatever it is, the outside help that I got. And it's a collaboration of a ton of things that are the reason that I'm here today. It's not a notch on freaking the belt of a rehab center because I haven't picked up since that day, since that last rehab.
Right.
And it wasn't a failure of the rehabs that I went to before, that I didn't stay clean after I left there. So that whole question is crap.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents. But.
Just saying. But that was me and wanting to.
See, like how I just figured that out just now?
I guess. But like I said, I was a numbers guy. So when I was calling these rehabs at first, not knowing anything, I wanted to know their success rate. And yeah, it was BS. They just were feed me some more BS. Like, here you go, come to our rehab. I want that $500. They're like selling me a car. They probably would have given me a license plate, but who knows? Yeah, the rehab that I went to last, no, it wasn't. I mean, there were some cool people in there. There were some people that cared. Of course, they don't work there anymore because that's what happened to people that worked there that cared. But yeah, they wouldn't even take credit for me. They'd be like, oh, he was never here.
I don't know how we did it. It is when the miracle happens.
Yeah, but when you dig into that, what's it going to take? And you have that conversation with yourself, by yourself, in a room. Could be a bathroom, bedroom, whatever. When you can just clear your mind and just think, what's it going to take? What's the one thing that you put above drugs? And then how can I tap into that? What can I do? Do I start fishing tours? Do I start a podcast? Do I find a very handsome, sexy
show.
guy to marry? And oh, that was you. Sorry. Again, that sounded a little weird coming out of my mouth, but yeah, cooking show, whatever, man. Start it. If you like to cook, record some videos, put them on YouTube. Oh, but the people aren't going to like, who cares? You're not doing it for people. Do it for you. As much as I would love to say I do this podcast for you, I do it for me. This is my therapy session, and people just happen to listen and they like it. And we say some stuff sometimes. That's funny, I guess.
Sometimes.
And sometimes we say things that are meaningful and we don't even realize it. We're just talking about our day and the things that we went through in our recovery. And it dates back to when I was like 3-4 months sober. So go back and listen. It's probably horrible. No, some of them are probably fun. I mean, different crew. Back then, you've been the co-host for the longest. Congratulations.
Wow.
I mean, that happened months ago, I'm sure.
I know, but you never said that out loud before. Yeah.
Well, you were forced into this position, and you've kind of accepted the role. Like tonight was the first time ever that you're like, we got to go do a podcast. Let's go do it. Like, what? Does it look like I'm having fun or something? You want to break up this fun I'm having?
No, I just, I haven't been on in a minute, feels like.
Yeah, that's true. But see, it becomes like a therapy for you too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's like people go to
And then
AA.
sometimes I'm on the podcast, but I feel like I'm not on the podcast because somebody just keeps talking.
I know, because you never talk.
Oh my God, they're putting it on
somebody's
me.
got to fill that time. Or we can just let the laugh track
We
do it. I
could.
mean,
We
it's
could
up to
do that.
you. Thought you were moving on.
Maybe you should pick a longer one.
It's pretty long.
It's pretty long.
Pretty long. So, well, that was a pretty good little day for us then. So, I have an event that I want to talk about that's coming up.
Okay.
It's in September. Mm-hmm. On a day that has a 1 in front of an 8.
Okay.
Picking up when I'm throwing down.
Yeah.
September 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in Southwest Michigan somewhere. And I mean Southwest Michigan, like my hood.
Okay.
But not Coloma.
Okay.
September 18th.
All right.
Now, 2 years ago, there was an event that was similar. It was a picnic. And it was fun. I had a blast. Ryan Beckman and I went down there. And it was good. It was fun. Mm-hmm. It was a great time. Speakers from it's all over. And it was just, it was good. It was fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. Details coming soon, as in like probably tomorrow.
You don't know, or are you just making it?
No, like when everything's finalized,
Oh, okay.
I get the flyer
Okay.
on the official stuff.
Awesome.
I told him that you would be happy to speak.
Oh, I can't know.
Then I can record you in the little camera. Like, oh, I didn't realize you had to turn it before you hit record. Mm-hmm. No, but no, there is an event coming up though, and I don't think we were going to speak at it, but we're going to be there for show.
Cool.
And Ray is who invited us, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd love for you guys to be there and bring your tent, sell your shirts, do whatever you need to do." And I was like, "All right."
Nice.
September 18th, and like I said, details coming soon.
All right.
You know what today is?
Thursday night shout out with 217 Recovery.
Let me go first.
Sure.
All right. Let's just keep it to 6 names
Okay.
because that's how many I have written down.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to my man, Jonathan. There's 2 of them. I'm just going to make him wait now. Jonathan J. Dominic. Man, love the support on Facebook. He has his own recovery group and just love him, man. Good dude. Mm-hmm. Good dude, man. Jonathan Holm. He's a big fan. He's going back and listening from the very beginning.
Shut the front door. Man,
I'm going to give him an
that's
award.
some serious commitment. Yeah. Good job.
I'll put him on some kind of 217 recovery Jeopardy.
We should have him journal. Like,
Yeah, take notes on every one, John.
yeah, like that one sucked today.
My man, Jacob Sparks.
Okay.
I hope he's still listening. I know he speaks highly of us. He's gotten a thing or two out of the podcast, and he is such a talented musician. I met him, and he was in, I guess, like a metal band, and they were really good. And then he decided, you know what? I'm going to switch it up. He's a big fan of NF, and he's like, well, I can do that too. You know, and he started, and he would post videos on YouTube. You know, he has no fear. You know, people go, oh, he's not the best rapper. It's not why he's doing it. You know, he's doing it for himself. And when you put it out there like that for other people, you take it. You take a different step. Like, who cares what they think? Mm-hmm. I'm doing this for me. Mm-hmm. And he's actually gotten really, really good at rapping. So
Nice.
yeah, he's very talented. So big shout out to him. My man Trevor Hunt, hang in there, bud. Dan Volrath, and our friend Laura Conrad.
Oh, Laura.
Yeah. There's a thing coming up in October. She's going to, I think it's in Washington. Mm-hmm. And she said to get her some stuff, and she'd be repping us out there. And I told her that she could take us with her. That we have a little iPad mini, we could give it to her, and then we could just Zoom. And so she could set me up or you at the table on the Zoom, and we just be like, hey, and we could like really talk shit to people. And they couldn't do like punch us in the face or anything.
Why would you want to talk shit?
I'm like, shirt's a little tight, bud. People would turn around, look at Laura.
I miss Laura.
Yeah.
She's so cool.
So there's my shout outs. There you go.
Cool. I didn't make like a list like that. I did get a text though from Samantha Townsend celebrating 1 year today.
Oh, hell yeah.
So right on, girl. She's doing all the things she should be doing, staying focused, working on all elements of her life, getting things back in order. And she's doing really great. So
Cool.
yeah, good for her.
Yeah. Shout out to my mom. She's
Shout out to your mom. My mom. Can we tell the story?
She doesn't listen? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not why I'm telling the story.
Oh, the story about.
So my mom's friend got this midlife crisis, and I don't even know, it doesn't even count as a midlife, but anyway, got this convertible vehicle that thought would be a great idea to get. It's cute. It's really cute. It's just like a tiny little, what is it, a Miata? Something? You don't think it's cute because you don't think any cars like that are cute.
Well, I can't fit in it, so no.
It's super tiny, like Matchbox car type deal. Anyway, stick shift, whatever. She comes the other day, says she's dropped some stuff off for me, and did I want to go to Costco with her real quick? I'm thinking Costco, where you buy bulk items, like large, huge, gigantic things in bulk. Okay, let's go to Costco. Let's see how this is going to go. Anyway, and so we go, and she really is enjoying herself in this little tiny car. And
She had
fun.
her glasses on, her hat.
She has
scarf.
her sunglasses on, yeah, but she was rocking a 217 shirt.
Nice.
And she says that because she had just come from, what's the name of it?
Breaking Alignment Plus.
Of Traverse City, Michigan. And that's where we get our vehicles serviced.
Mm-hmm.
And the people saw her shirt, and were all, I love Corey Winfield.
They didn't say that. Josh and Lexi wouldn't say that. They'd probably be like, oh,
you're
that's
like,
cool shirt.
Josh and Lexi. They wouldn't say that.
They wouldn't say that. They'd just be like,
You
yeah.
say it like they're your like best buds.
Nah, I mean, we spent some time together in the waiting room, but
No, I think it's great. I think it's awesome. But like, what are the chances that they would have picked that place to go get their oil changed for that vehicle? And she happened to be wearing one of our shirts that day,
yeah.
you know? So I thought it was funny.
And that's cool that Josh and Lexi were just like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah,
that,
they're like, we've serviced all their vehicles. We got two.
well, we had three.
We had three.
But yeah.
But and we've been here lately because we're trying to get things fixed that have needed to be fixed for a while. But
yeah.
anyhow,
They're
it was kind of
helping
weird.
us out.
It was a cool coincidence, and that support was awesome. It felt really cool. So
Yeah, that is good. And, you know, I did recommend that they go there because your mom's friend was telling me about, oh, yeah, and the oil change. And I was like, Breaking Alignment Plus, go there. So, you know, that's how you build a community. You know, you get somebody like them, a shop like them, who, if you read the reviews and my dealings with them, it's just been awesome. And the prices are good, you know, and I feel like I can trust what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, why not? And that they can do anything on our vehicles, you know, is another thing. Where it's just like, oh, like we can take our car. We don't have to take it 8 different places. We can just take it there.
right.
And then get it done. So that's very nice too. So yeah, big shout out to them. I gave them a shout out the other night. Mm-hmm. So
Cool.
for sure. All right. Well, that's our shout outs. And that's all that's on my list. So unless you want to talk for another 20 minutes.
I'm good. We're exploring. I'm learning how to play poker on PlayStation, which I've never really. The last video game that I ever really knew how to play was Nintendo.
I felt it was,
Super Mario Brothers. I could navigate that program, those controls.
yeah.
And now there's a lot more. And I sound like I'm like a grandma talking about something because it's like there's so many buttons. But, you know, I was like not into that
Yeah.
when all that stuff started changing. But it's okay. It's still fun. And I'm learning how to play poker.
Yeah, but it's hard for you because Yeah, the buttons, and to learn how to play poker and the buttons at the same time.
I feel like it's
just a couple
stressing
buttons.
me out.
It's not like you're.
I know, but I feel like they're
Madden
like
22.
time pressuring me. Like the thing starts vibrating. Like I'm supposed to I need to make a decision because you're playing against other people, and I'm like, I'm learning how to play this game. Can't we just hold on for a second? That's what I want to say. But
slow it down.
Can we just like
Can
pause
the world just stop for me?
for me? Where's the pause button on here? No, it's fun though. I know I am making fun of myself. So
Yeah.
but it's all good.
If somebody would like to host a poker tournament and the proceeds benefit
They
us,
know-
that would be great.
Right?
We'll show up. Marnie will buy it and play. Yeah. We just can't host it. I mean, we could, but we have to have like some kind of gambling thing, and I don't know. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, probably not.
Feel free to donate, though. Still do that at 217recovery.com. Resources are there. If you don't have the app yet, I don't know, it's free. And most of our podcasts, all of them are on there from 2019 and from this year, 2020 through May or April. May through May.
So you're only missing May
June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So,
of 2020.
yeah, still got some work to do, but maybe tomorrow.
Okay, maybe tomorrow.
Look forward to that. But yeah, get the app, man. It's free. And then sign up to win a free shirt. And other gear is coming soon that you can win. So get your name in, sign up. Everybody who signs up gets a free shirt. Just throw that out there. And you can pick your size too. So
All right.
217recovery.com and on the app. Appreciate you listening, and we'll talk to you on Saturday.
Night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.